Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the political vigilante. Rising up out of the ashes of Gotham comes the truth in the form of shaved knuckles, wrapped in a fist of vegan furious truth. Coming to you at the edge of a vegan gun comes Graham Elwood, the political vigilante. So we've been talking about how Trump really wants to get rid of the post office. The Republicans have been trying to get rid of the post office for 25, 30 years. Why? Because when UPS and FedEx came on the scene, it doesn't make a profit. Well, first of all, it's the Postal Service. It's a service. It's an amazing service. Anybody puts a letter in any mailbox, it goes anywhere into the country in 3 days. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. As a small business owner, that's what I use. If you go to grahamelwood.com and shop at my store, like the Vigilante, the Dark Knight, there's only 20 some left, less than 20. Excuse me. I ship it using the post office. It's so easy. They've made it competitive. They made it the priority mail. You can print labels at home on this with a barcode. It's quick, it's fast, never wait in line during the holidays. Look, FedEx, UPS, great. It's free market. Let them be competitive. Fine. I get it. You want something, you run a business, you need documents shipped in a day. Great. The post office does a great job. But why is Trump trying to get rid of it? Well, first of all, he doesn't want mail-in ballots to lose, but also it's a profit. And we know Steve Mnuchin, our good friend, Steve Mnuchin, the person he pushed in to be head of the Postal Service, has money tied in, investing in UPS and FedEx. Weird. It's a cover-up. White House accused of hiding Mnuchin's role in recruiting Postmaster General DeJoy. Democrats obtained by a watchdog group reveal that Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin met with the Postal Service Board of Governors in February to discuss the search for a new Postmaster General. Chuck Schumer, wow, is he actually doing something? You useless waste of space, Chuck, on Wednesday accused the Trump White House of covering up the role of Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin played in recruiting Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, a major Republican donor with no prior experience working for the U.S. Postal Service. By the way, first time in the history of the Postal Service that they made the head of the Postal Service someone who's never worked in the Postal Service. Don't you think you'd want to? Usually it's like somebody worked up, they literally started as a mail carrier and worked their way up. This is why we have a kleptocracy run by oligarchs. The 1% ruling class, the Postal Service, they just got to, any way they can stick it to you. When you hear privatization, it is not going to make your life better. The Postal doesn't turn a profit. Neither does the fire department. Do you want to privatize the fire department? Let's imagine that for a quick second. Let's run our fire department the way we run, I don't know, our healthcare system. Your house is on fire. You get out of the house, but you have family members, and the fire department shows up and says, do you have firefighting insurance? We can't go in there. And they don't. Like people are denied at hospitals, denied healthcare, and they die. People have died. Amy Valea's daughter died. This happens all the time. 30,000 people a year die. It's happening right now with COVID. People are dying because they don't have health insurance. That should be a free service. That's a human right. Sending mail is a service. Imagine the fire department shows up, we can't put your house out. Or they put it out and then give you a huge bill. But the fire department's not making money. There's a for-profit firefighting service. Boy, if these rich assholes figure out a way to do that, you better believe it. And then you're going to have, if you live in a nice neighborhood, you'll have better fire trucks. The poor neighborhoods won't have them. Right now, thankfully, we have enough fire trucks in most cities, and I'm sure city to city you can make some arguments, but it's spread out. People want that service. But we're doing that with the post office. You can send a letter anywhere in anywhere in the 50 United States and its territories for 45 cents or 40, whatever it is. Priority mail ships anywhere in the U.S. and its territories. It's also free mail for military folks that are stationed abroad. I want the military folks to pay attention to this. You should be fighting for the post office. If they're an Army post office, APO, you put that, it ships free. And they can mail for free from anywhere. But we're going to get rid of that? Oh, awesome. So you're going to kill small businesses like mine. I have an online business, GrahamElwood.com. You can buy all my products there. So hurry, buy it now while I can still use the post office and keep it affordable. Right now, I have free shipping. When that ends, I'm going to have to charge you $15 for shipping, and it's going to make my products either it's going to be too expensive for you to buy, or I got to cut into my profit margin, and I'm going to barely make any money because the most of the money that you're giving is going to FedEx or UPS. That's what they want. Just straight cronyism. Top Trump and GOP donor pick to lead the U.S. Postal Service in the time of crisis. President Trump rewards a partisan donor. Like the Democrats do this shit all the time. Trump's awful at it. Finally, they're like calling Trump out for something that like they should call him out for. And again, if you had a populist candidate like Bernie Sanders or some progressive like that, they could be like, I will save the post office if I'm elected. I will give you Medicare for all. I will bring back the pandemic task force. I will stop spending trillions of dollars on these ridiculous wars, and I will give it to the American people. I will stop bailing out Wall Street for trillions of dollars, and I will give it to you to get us through this pandemic. That person would have a 25-point lead in the polls. But the Democrats want to lose because they make a lot of money on Trump's bad. And Trump is awful. This is an example of how awful he is. Okay, MAGA hat wearers, when the post office is taken away and there's hundreds of thousands of jobs, union paying jobs, veterans work for the post office, working class people, people of color, all ethnicities work for the post office. It employs hundreds of thousands of people across the country. Those jobs are gone. Is FedEx union? Probably not. I know UPS is union, but I know FedEx is probably not. New documents obtained by Crew, this is the whistleblower, show that Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin involved himself directly in the selection of the Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, who then took steps that could undercut voting by mail, apparently to help the president. So this has been planned for a while. Oh, a pandemic shows up. Oh, you can't vote by mail now. And the Democrats will rightfully say rigged election, but they won't call out their own rigging. Jen Perlman just got cheated by Debbie Wasserman Schultz in Florida. That just happened during this ridiculous Democratic convention. A Democrat, a progressive, a young woman, Jen Perlman, cheated. Who cares though, huh? Kamala. In Mnuchin's letter to the Board of Governors, he had requested an analysis of the Postal Service pricing structure in the e-commerce ground package delivery market. He mentioned that FedEx experienced a decline in operating results because of the competitive pricing environment. So, the post office isn't profitable. It is. It's beating FedEx because that priority mail thing, you get free box, free shipping supplies, labels. It's done. It saves me as a small business owner money. When I have to buy boxes and shipping supplies, that goes into my profits, right? And I can drop this off at any post office, and they scan it, boop, boom, and you get tracking information. If you ever bought from me, you get sent an email saying tracking. This is true of all these small businesses. And the Postal Service, when they came up with this priority mail thing, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, I was like, this is great. And it's gotten better. But they can't, FedEx and them can't let this happen. DeJoy owned between $265,000 and $550,000 in UPS stock. Oh, there's a shocker. Some 1% asshole is sticking it to regular people, and Steve Mnuchin's help him. You remember Steve Mnuchin, head of One West Bank, that donated to Kamala Harris's campaign to be Attorney General of the state of California. When she became Attorney General of the state of California, her office had 1,000 pieces of evidence showing flagrant mortgage fraud. They could have put Steve Mnuchin in jail. She said no and didn't do that. Then he donated to her senatorial campaign, and she won, and she voted to confirm Steve Mnuchin. And now she potentially could be vice president. I bet you he'll have some type of job in her administration if she gets that far. At the very least, she will never prosecute Steve Mnuchin, who is then hiring this criminal asshole that wants to stick it. He has stock in UPS, so he doesn't want you, regular Americans. You voted for Trump. You voted for Hillary, you voted for whomever. This is how it works. You see that you're all mad at Mnuchin and Trump, as well you should be. Kamala Harris helped this happen. Her and Obama let One West Bank, they let 5 to 6. Now we're saying it might even be as close as 8 million foreclosures. Obama did nothing. He didn't process. Steven Mnuchin should be in prison. This should have never been allowed to happen. If the 8 years of Obama, he's going to save us from the corruption of George Bush and the Republicans. He could have come in, sweeping banking reform like FDR did, and jailed all the bankers like they did in Iceland, because their bankers were utterly corrupt in Iceland and plummeted Iceland's economy into the tank. They jailed Iceland's bankers. Obama didn't do any of that. Kamala Harris didn't do any of that, because both parties are complicit. So now, thanks to, once again, the ineffectiveness of the Democratic Party, one of Trump's idiot, psychopath, jackass losers is going to stick it to us. And now Chuck Schumer stands up. Now Chuck Schumer says something. Okay, great, Chuck. Always late to the party, aren't we, Democrats? He had between 265 and 550,000 in UPS stock when he was hired. So right there, that's not a candidate you hire. Which he divested upon starting as Postmaster General. Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he didn't hide it in some like labyrinth of scammy, offshore, filthy 1%er accounts. Take them all out. Grease the 1%. Grease them. Grease them. Don't get mad. An immigrant didn't take your job. These people did. He maintained between 30 and 75 million in assets in other UPS, U.S. Postal Service contractors and competitors. DeJoy was selected as Postmaster General in May, and in June became the first person in decades to lead the post office without prior experience as a letter carrier or working within the agency. In just 2 months leading the Postal Service, DeJoy's actions could potentially cripple the agency from within and sabotage voting by mail amidst a global pandemic. I'm a guy who runs a small business. I'm the guy who packs the envelopes, and I'm the guy who puts the mailing labels, and I'm the guy who drops them off at the post office. But he's going to, and when I lost all my road dates when the pandemic started in March, I scrambled, like we were all scrambling. And I had all this merchandise that I sell after my shows on the road when Ron Placone and I were doing the Progressive Comedy Tour, which has been shuttled until 2021, right? So I scrambled. I got my web designer, and in a matter of a couple of weeks, she did an amazing job. Her name is Sparky Pop. She's a great web designer. We get a store built really quick where I could sell all my products online. I already had shipping supplies. I'd already done this before with another website I ran for years, Comedy Film Nerds. We shipped thousands of products using the post office. And the number of problems we had, I can count on 2 hands in thousands of orders. The post office is on it. They got a great system. And so that I started, and so the first month, April, and we're all locked down. I got nothing to do. I'm filling orders. You guys were so great at supporting my store, you know, and I'm buying shipping supplies from Staples and companies like that. So I'm supporting I'm keeping the economy going. You're keeping me going. That saved my ass. There's probably millions of Americans who scrambled, like had a retail store and then had to scramble to make it all online. And the post office is just easy to use. It's quick. It's effective. Boom, boom, boom. And they want to shut that down. Yet again, how Trump and his asshole buddies helped. And now the Democrats are wagging their finger at Trump after helping all of this happen. Here's some of the things that DeJoy did. He included cutting overtime, consolidating management power within the agency, changing policy related to the pricing of mail-in ballots, and removing mailboxes and sorting machines out of use. So he wants to stick it to small business owners and cheat in an election. And the Democrats who cheat in their own primaries, the UN said this, that all the last 2 Democratic primaries had all the earmarks of election tampering. That's what the UN said. And they're going to wag their finger at awful Trump. Both parties are awful. Both parties are awful. Oh, man. I wish I was still hosting a game show. That's me hosting strip poker. Just wanted to put it in there. My name is Graham Elwood. Thank you for watching the show. Shave your knuckles for justice. Go to grahamelwood.com and buy my products, because I'm going to have to shut my store down soon because they're going to shut down the post office. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Hey everyone, great ways to support the show are go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, where you get bonus content for as little as $2 a month, or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. That's the future. Also, GrahamElwood.com, where all my merchandise is on sale and ships exclusively with the United States Post Office. Like my Vigilante Volume 2, The Dark Knight. We only made 50 of them. They're going fast. Go to GrahamElwood.com to support the show. I'm on Venmo and PayPal, P.O. Box, all of that, GrahamElwood.com.